Alrighty, here is my new features added in for the midterm project. I'm just going to jump right in here. So we do have an array implemented in the player character. We have attack explanations. So it's fairly simple. We just have two different array elements. We have a explanation for the fireball attack and for the lightning strike. When you press the T button, it will cast an in-game instance, and it will check the player's score. Now this is where some of the array elements are going to come in, particularly adding and removing. If you do not have 10 points, which is the condition to spawn the second level, you will get, if you do not have those points, you will have these two elements right here. These are the only things that will pop up on the screen. However though, for add and removing the index, we are going to add Proceed to the Ruins once your points equals 10, because that is basically all. When you get 10 score points, the only thing you can do now is Proceed to the Ruins. All the enemies in the level are defeated, and it removes the previous explanations from the index. Alrighty, and for randomness in our nodes, we have a few different random nodes. We have a random array item, so of the original two attack explanations, it will jump randomly between fireball attack and lightning strike attack. We have a randomness modifier in the game instance. We use a random integer in range between 20 and 25, and that changes the total score needed to win the game. And we have a random float in range, and we have a, so this just changes how much damage is going to be taken by the player when they overlap an enemy actor. So it jumps between 25 and 50. And I will show an example of them in action. I'll show the float image right here. So we have the randomness for the print string. Oh, there we go. And we have the random damage. Alrighty, and for physics we have a few different objects that have physics turned on. We have the wall, and we have the door here, and we also have these benches here. For the actual turning on of physics in the blueprints, we have our sword, which is kind of like our little explosive barrel here, where after it grabs every item within the sphere overlap, it will set the physics to activate for any object that was in that sphere actor at the time where the Q key was pressed. And we are using, like I just said, we are using the sphere overlap actor to get all the static meshes within a certain radius around the sword when it explodes. So there's all the functionality for that right there. Alrighty, and here is our for each loop in the project. It is just the base one, so every single item that is within the sphere overlap, it will set the physics to turn on, and then it will perform this equation right here to add impulse to the object. And when it's all been done, it will just destroy the actor, which in this case is the sword. Alrighty, for the direct and inverse proportions of the project, we have the ones in the exploder for the sword and one for the shield. So for the exploder, it is an inverse proportion, so as the explosion force gets further away from the radius, it will actually diminish. And for the shield exploder, it's the opposite, just because we need a direct inverse, or not direct inverse, a direct proportion for this project. So as the radius increases and gets further away from the center, the explosion force is just going to increase rapidly. So I can give an example of that in-game. Whoops. So we'll press E, and you can see back there it blew away the benches, even though the benches were further away than the lampposts. And when you hit Q, it sends this closest object flying, and the benches did not go that far away. Alright, and we have a few additional nodes in the project. We have two of them right here in the player character. So for the left mouse button with the fireball, we will only allow the player to fire a certain number of fireballs before they are out. So they will run out of fireballs after 15 uses. And during that time, for each use, it will do a flip-flop node to change the attack speed of the fireball. So I just created two functions here to do that rather simply. The first fireball is moving at 1400, and the second ball is moving at 8000. Then we also have our additional node, which is in, where is it? Is in fireball. We use the delay node to destroy the actor after it moves a certain distance away from the player. So after the fireball is launched and it plays the sound, it will wait 6 seconds and then it will destroy itself. Alrighty, it just occurred to me that I forgot to add a sequence node into the project, so I've just done that really quickly in the Lightning AoE. All I did was I just added a sequence node and broke this up, so instead of it being normally, it would just be event begin play, play sound at location, delay destroy actor. We just use a sequence node now, which is play the sound at location first, and once that's done, then you do the delay, and then you destroy the actor. Alrighty, here is my gaming programming boards. This is on my website. So we have the first objective, and we have a description of the project and also a Google Drive link so you can access the project. And then we have the additional objectives, which are just placeholders at the moment. And that Google Drive link will take you to, well, a public Google Drive link which has the midterm project in it right here. And that is that for the project for the additional nodes.